the Super Bowl! What's up, gentlemen? It's the day after the Super Bowl, and I just gotta say, unfortunately, not every game can be a banger. We've been blessed, gentlemen. We've been blessed all playoff long, really, with some incredible football games, and I don't think Super Bowl 60 was that. Now, unless, of course, you're a Seattle fan. If you're a Seattle fan, you had a no-sweat W the entire way. The final score is 29-13, and Michigan State University alumni Kenneth Walker wins Super Bowl MVP. And frankly, that should tell you everything you need to know about this Super Bowl, that a running back has not won MVP since 1998, and Kenneth Walker didn't even score a touchdown. Now, okay, it sounds like I'm hating. I'm so obviously not hating. He had such a good Super Bowl. In the first half, he was averaging 7 yards a carry. By the second half, that did go down, but it was pretty obvious that Seattle was running the ball because they literally didn't have to do anything. The only points that the Patriots scored were poverty points. I mean, the Mac Hollins touchdown was pretty impressive, but the game pretty much seemed over, and it was clear to just about everybody that when Ramondre walked that in, then nobody. Gosh, I feel like I'm being a hater. Let's actually talk about the Super Bowl, how impressive what the Seattle Seahawks did, and let's go from there. By the way, Cooper Kupp now has 2 Super Bowls, one with the Rams and now one with the Seahawks. And guess what? He really was the most impactful wide receiver, I think, between both teams. It felt kind of obvious that Mike Vrabel was not going to let Jackson Smith go nuts. Jackson Smith was kind of a non-factor. I mean, that's not true. He's drawing a lot of attention. That's always going to be the case when you're that good. He's the offensive player of the year. But in this Super Bowl, Jackson Smith and Jigba really didn't have to do anything. Sam Darnold really didn't have to do anything. That's just the case. Sam Darnold throws 19 for 38, 50% completion, 200 yards, a touchdown, and no interception. Drake May, if you're a certified box score enjoyer, you might be able to throw up Drake May's stat line and be like, hey guys, look at how good Drake May is. Drake May had 14 passing yards until the final drive of the first half. And listen, Drake May's a young player. This Patriots roster, if you ask me, truly had no business being in this game. They never should have been there. It really is that simple. And the reason I said this was going to be a Seahawks blowout the entire time is because the Seattle Seahawks are better in every single positional group. Literally. There's almost nothing that New England is better than Seattle at, and it became so apparent in this. New England had a lot going for them this year. Frankly, Mike Vrabel comes in and turns the team around because he's an incredible coach. They get a lot of really good guys in free agency. They had an absolute cakewalk schedule because they were 3-14 last season. So they have the easiest schedule in the National Football League. Then you get to the playoffs, if you're New England, and you put up a really good performance against the Chargers. Very good defensive performance, not a very good offensive performance. Same thing against the Texans. A very good defensive performance, not so great offensively. And then you face the Denver Broncos minus Bo Nix. That was the biggest crime in all of this. I think there were truly 4 very good teams in the NFL playoffs. That's my opinion. There were 4 very good teams. That was the Los Angeles Rams, the Seattle Seahawks, the Denver Broncos with Bo Nix, and the Buffalo Bills with Josh Allen. I think those were the only teams that truly had a shot at winning a Super Bowl. And the fact that New England got there is kind of a shame for all of us because they just had no fucking business being in this game. Maybe 3 years from now, as this Patriots team develops and they have some serious talent, but I'm gonna say another crazy thing. I'm gonna be a hater for a second here. How many superstars are actually on that Patriots team? Genuinely very good players in their position are on that team. Christian Gonzalez, Drake May. I mean, are we still counting Diggs? Diggs is pretty far out of his prime, coming off of an ACL injury. Still a great wide receiver. But then you look at Seattle, who just has top tier players at every single position. Also, one thing that we saw kind of all season long is that when Seattle gets to do this thing where Sam Darnold has to do nothing, they pretty much can't lose. All season long, if you get the stat line where Sam Darnold's got 150 passing yards and a touchdown, they win those games by 1 million because he doesn't have to do anything. He's handing the ball off and watching the defense play out of their minds, and that's exactly what happened in Super Bowl 60. I think it is a shame to all of us that Bo Nix got hurt. That sucks. That's just football. That sucks. But I would have loved to see a Denver-Seattle Super Bowl. I think that would have been a much better game. I think a Buffalo-Seattle Super Bowl would have been a much better game. Rams versus anybody would have been a great game outside of New England. I think Rams would have dismantled New England the same way they got dismantled here. But honestly, Drake May it's very nice for Drake May that he had a bunch of time to get poverty passing yards because it looked so bad for Drake May and the Patriots. They got to claw some points together, but really this was an uneventful Super Bowl. Dude, Jason Myers could have won Super Bowl MVP for the record. I don't think the league wants that. I think the league would hate so much if Jason Myers won Super Bowl MVP, but he had the first 12 points of the game. He was electric. I think he broke a record. By the way, Shane's just going to be aura farming in the back here the whole time, which is Riz. But You're just going to have to get over it. Bat Cowboys fan base ain't laughing at Lawrence. Now, yeah, DeMarcus Lawrence was such a good pickup for Seattle. There's just so many good players on this team. Leonard Williams, DeMarcus Lawrence, Boye Mafe, Jackson Smith and Jigba. I mean, even like, you know, their best offensive player didn't even have to do anything. Guys, the Seattle Seahawks just won the Super Bowl by like a bazillion, and JSN didn't have to do anything. They're just so outgunned in this game. Shout out to Sam Darnold, man. Sam Darnold. Now, let's be positive the rest of this video, because I feel like I'm being a hater. That was some crazy hater activity. Let's be positive the rest of this video. Sam Darnold. Nobody got written off more than Sam Darnold. New York Jets, Carolina Panthers, backup for the Niners, backup for the Vikings. Now he's a Super Bowl champion. He's not a Super Bowl MVP, but he's a Super Bowl champion. Coach got absolutely dunked by the Gatorade. Gotta love that. My bald-ass GOAT wins MVP. It really could have been the kicker. Dude, you know who else could have got MVP? Ed Dickson. Punter. Either the punter or the kicker for Seattle. Punter, Ed Dickson was amazing in this game as a punter. Jason Myers was amazing as a kicker. Kenneth Walker was really the only person on anybody's offense doing anything the entire game. So that's why he gets Super Bowl MVP. And I think he played really well. But I think if you are unobjective, I do actually think it should have gone to Jason Myers. Low-key. I really do. Uchenna and Wosu Houses one, where we were sitting, by the way. Like, if you were to pan this camera to the right, that's right where we're sitting. We were on, like, Rosa. It was great seats. So we watched this thing in full HD. We just couldn't believe it. We were just like, oh, my God. This game is so over. Ed Dickson, low-key, could have been Super Bowl MVP. Look at this punt. So good. I mean, you almost don't have to touch it. I'm not certain that ball would have touched the end zone if no one touched it. That's how goated that thing was. Myers might become the first kicker to win Super Bowl MVP. Yeah, it kind of felt like that, bro. Kind of felt like that. Shout out Mac Hollins. Mac Hollins, the only New England Patriot who wanted this thing. Did not see that coming, by the way. Mac Hollins. This is a great catch. And then we're kind of looking, me and Shane are looking at each other. We're like, oh my God, does New England have another miracle in them? Does New England really have it like that? Could they pull off another miracle? No, absolutely not. I think, and then you have this nice little A.J. Barner touchdown on the play action. Nice play call. Clean play. I think what maybe made me most sad about the Super Bowl... No, I said I'm going to be positive. Fuck that. I said I'm going to be positive. I really, for the record, I don't think the Patriots did anything wrong. I actually believe that. I think the Patriots shouldn't have been here. And there's, like, sometimes that's just football. There are just injuries. Fluke shit happens. I think Buffalo should have beat Denver. I thought that game was poorly officiated. And that Buffalo team dominates this Patriots team. And then we have a really exciting Super Bowl. And unfortunately, New England goes and... Like, I don't know. I don't think Drake May played particularly well, but they just don't have the firepower for this game. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know, it's cool that they got there. Good experience for Drake May. Drake May is going to have a very bright future. Hopefully New England can build around him and come back to a Super Bowl and be ready to win it. They just aren't ready to win it. Bad Bunny halftime show. I always tell people this. The halftime show is built for TV. It's not built for the stadium. So like all halftime shows kind of look and sound really stupid in the stadium. So for the halftime show, I just got up and got a beer. And I have no regrets. I've been to the last 4 Super Bowls and I've never once watched the halftime show and enjoyed, like the last Super Bowl, the Kendrick Lamar. It sounded so bad in there. I'm literally watching it like, wow, all of America must be cooking this shit. And then I remember like everyone thought it sounded so good or it looked so good, whatever. Either way, yeah, I didn't watch it. So I'm gonna have to like watch it on YouTube to get the full effect. But you can see how this only looks good on a camera, right? You guys can get like, I'm in the stadium and he's super far. Whatever. I'm hating from outside the club. Holy shit. Not even Sam Darnold played very well. We got to see this very clearly because we were right behind this end zone. This is the touchdown if Sam Darnold throws a good ball. JSN cooked the shit out of Christian Gonzalez on an excellent double. It wasn't a double move. It was a corner post. He took him outside. He bent it inside. And Sam Darnold put the ball so far behind him that Jackson Smith had to slow down and Gonzo got to catch up. Look at this. Look at this fucking route. He's cooked. He's cooked. Oh my God. Put the ball in front of him. Yo, we're in the Super Bowl, for Christ's sake. This is a touchdown. But look at this. He has to stutter, step, stop, and jump backwards towards the football. You really should have gotten picked up. You damn near got picked off from throwing such a shitty ball. In the Super Bowl. In perfect condition, in perfect weather. There's a little bit of wind. A little bit of wind, but virtually perfect conditions. That was frustrating to watch. Same with Rashid Shaheed had a step on his guy on the deep ball too, and the ball just wasn't there. This one's a little different. Christian Gonzalez made a disgusting play on this. Also, this ball is underthrown because if Rashid Shaheed catches this, he's catching it. Okay, you low-key need to be Tom Brady to make that throw. You do need to make a perfect throw there, but Shaheed was going to have to jump back and catch it in his stomach. I'm being a little nitpicky here. This is a little nitpicky, but he does have him. If this ball's up here, he does have him. And he might have him in stride. Okay. I'm going too far. This is an insane play by Gonzalez. Genuinely an insane play. We're about to see the first ever punter receive the Super Bowl MVP. Yeah, I mean, Devin Witherspoon came out the gate strong. Dude, Drake, how many times did Drake May get sacked? Yes, dude. And then I saw this. I will say, Mike Vrabel, I did just kind of say that the Patriots didn't do anything wrong. Mike Vrabel was calling this game like they were still in the blizzard. Did any of you get that vibe? Mike Vrabel was running plays where it felt like, yeah, you know what? Let's just punt. Yeah, let's just punt. Except instead of you're winning in a blizzard, you're actually losing in the Super Bowl. Did any of you get that vibe? I vividly remember like a 3rd and 12 where they run a screen pass to Diggs and he got like 2 yards, goes out of bounds, they just punt it. And I was like, the fuck? Are you trying to lose by as little as possible? Because this is so pointless. You got to go win the game. They ran the ball multiple times on 3rd down when they couldn't run the ball for shit. Seattle's got one of the best run defenses in the league, and Ramondre Stevenson really isn't that good. It's not like you're handing this ball off to Prime Barry Sanders or something and just praying he makes a play for you. You've got Ramondre and Travion. Darnold's dealing early. Cooper Kupp was... I did say Cooper Kupp was going to be the best wide receiver of the game. I was totally right. I low-key don't want to self-glaze. I do want to self-glaze. I'm going to self-glaze myself. I low-key called this game entirely. I said it's going to be Seattle by 1,000,000. I said Cooper Kupp is going to be the best wide receiver. I said Jackson Smith is going to be bottled up. And I said New England's not going to be able to do shit because they don't deserve to be here. And I was totally fucking right. It doesn't happen very often that I was totally fucking right. But it did happen on this one. And I am going to take my W. What can we say, though? I mean, not every Super Bowl is going to be a banger, and that's okay. This was kind of desperation time. Finally, though, I will say, finally, New England was like, okay, let's take some shots. Was this a genuinely horrible ball to nobody? Yes, but at least they were trying to win at this point. At least they were trying to win. And I'm told that this schedule merchant is a top 3 quarterback. I'm really not going to blame Drake May. That's because Seattle is so good. Seattle is so good. But now it is kind of funny in hindsight to look at the MVP race. And so many people, I think, were frustrated that Drake May did not win MVP. Well, MVP Matthew Stafford put up a spectacular performance against this Seattle team twice. And they lost twice. You know why? Because Seattle was the better team. But Matthew Stafford put up a hell of a performance. Drake May couldn't do shit against this team. Nobody could, though. Nobody could on this Patriots team. The only teams in the league that had a chance against this Seattle team in the Super Bowl was Denver with Bo Nix, maybe. And even then, I think they lose. I truly think the only team that could have beat this team was Buffalo. I think the only team that's beaten the Seattle team is the Buffalo Bills. And even that's a maybe. Probably not. I think Seattle would have been a Vegas favorite against every single team in the National Football League. He has been bad in every playoff game. This guy's hating twice. That's incredible. This guy must have got to this comment section so fast. He hated here, and then he also hated here. And he's top 3 comment. Wow, generational hating activity. Genuinely, generational hating activity. Drake arm punt, May does it again. Offense finally gets some motion. Drake May decides to toss up bacon, egg, and cheese over the middle. The offense, here's the thing. I don't even think the offense got motion. Seattle just knew they were going to win. They didn't have to do anything. Bro threw a punt. Y'all tried to make him the MVP. Drake the schedule. May strikes again. Pat's getting exposed. Pats fans having an awful time. I'm loving it. Drake May says goodbye. You're officially part of the Israeli Football League. Shut the fuck up. Stupid. Stupid as shit. Seahawks defense dominating in Super Bowl 60. A moment in Chen Nwosu will never forget. Yeah, I mean, look at the Hawks, man. The first British co-coordinator to win a Super Bowl. Marshawn and Kenneth up there. Kenneth Walker got to redeem Marshawn Lynch because they ran the ball. Isn't that hilarious? Isn't it a hilarious twist of events? Seattle's Super Bowl MVP is the ball carrier. Bad Bunny had a better performance than Drake May. Sam Darnold is a ring before Allen, Lamar, and Burrow, literally. Dude, like, that is the best story of all time. This is the best story of all time. Sam Darnold was so close to being out of the National Football League. Sam Darnold went on a podcast and said he knows he's a really good quarterback, and everybody laughed at him, myself included. And Sam Darnold's going to go out there and do it. You got to love that shit, man. The last 12 Super Bowl MVPs. Walker, Hurts, Mahomes. Yeah, I mean, there have been some wide receivers sprinkled in there. Got Von Miller right here is so lit. Nick Foles, Edelman, Brady again, Cooper Kupp. Edelman so deserved this. This is an incredibly deserved one. Cooper Kupp in this one? Yeah, I guess he did deserve it too. Notice how they're all in the NFL. That's a great point. Jason Myers deserved that MVP? I don't know. After Kenneth Walker, It's hard to say. It is actually hard to say. I do think you could have given it to Jason Myers or Ed Dixon, but the league would never do that. I'm sorry, but you're going to need a kicker to kick 8 field goals and no other points scored for the league to ever give it to a kicker. You know how bad that is for the league? The league so badly wants good games and big name players to win all their awards. Like, that's just what the league wants. In fact, you know who's more pissed about all this shit than anybody's the league? The league, the National Football League, all the bigwigs, all the higher-ups, Roger Goodell, nobody is more upset than them that the Super Bowl was Seahawks Patriots and the Patriots got dog-walked. Nobody wanted that, unfortunately. Patriots offense, regular season versus playoffs. Okay, this is so cherry-picked, but they had the easiest schedule ever. So yeah, their offense was great. And then in the playoffs, they played in horrible conditions pretty much the whole time. So it was like, it was double bad for the Patriots, but they also played good teams, exclusively good teams. So at least somewhat. Generally what happens when you play 4 of the top 5 defenses. Agreed. Patriots potential. No, you did not dream that. Sam Darnold is a Super Bowl champion. First starting quarterback to win Super Bowl after playing for 5 different teams. That's an insane ESPN stat. That is insanely specific, but true. Jets, Panthers, Niners, Vikings, Seahawks. Sam Darnold, first black quarterback ever. He played a game so good, his team... Oh, this is a banger. Oh, this one's a banger. Yeah, I'm stealing that. Excellent trade, gentlemen. Little bit of goop. Received a pain-killing injection. Yeah, supposedly, Drake May's, like, shoulder was hurting, so they shot him with something before the Super Bowl. Missed opportunity, won't be back for a good while. Being that Lamar, Mahomes, and Burrow were not in these playoffs, and Broncos Knicks was hurt, they'll be good, but Super Bowl appearance again, maybe in 10 to 12 years. I'm going to be honest, I kind of agree with this. The league is so incredibly talented, and we kind of forgot about that this year because the Chiefs underperformed and Mahomes got hurt. Because Joe Burrow was out for so many games, because Lamar Jackson was out for so many games, because Bo Nix got hurt in the middle of the playoffs. It's like half of the good teams didn't even make the playoffs. I think that Texans team was semi-fraudulent being in the playoffs at all. I think that Chargers team was semi-fraudulent being in the playoffs at all. Not to mention the Chicago Bears are looking a hell of a lot better. I don't know why I just had to throw Chicago in there, but like, I didn't even mention, I guess what I'm saying is I didn't even mention some of the teams that are still already really good. Chicago, Los Angeles isn't going to get any worse. Matthew Stafford's coming back. Yeah, I am being a hater now. I can see Seattle running it back. I can absolutely see Seattle coming back. They have a lot of unrestricted free agents coming up, though, so we'll see how much of their talent they retain. But Seattle could absolutely come back. I don't know how this New England team comes back. We're going to find out. Hey. Hey, ¿Te por cambre, te por quieres? Mr. Waxon Smith and Jigba. Jackson Smith and Jigba has the Mexican N-word pass. I don't know what that word is, but he's got it. Tell him. The thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. I mean, Christian Gonzalez couldn't have played much better. What do you want Christian Gonzalez to do? 0 touchdowns in the first half. This is the first Super Bowl with 0 combined touchdowns in the first half since the Patriots-Rams Super Bowl. That Patriots-Rams Super Bowl sucked ass, too. Like I said, guys, you're just due a shitty Super Bowl every once in a while. Every Super Bowl can't be a great game. You know, it just doesn't work that way. It'd be nice. It just doesn't work that way. All right, gentlemen, I don't have much more to say. I think the best, most positive things to take away is Sam Darnold, the quarterback who's been shit on for eternity, just won a Super Bowl. Kenneth Walker gets MVP, and this Seattle team is the real deal with an incredible defense and an awesome team. For New England, it's awesome that your young quarterback, Drake May, gets playoff and Super Bowl experience this early in his career. That's amazing. I do think New England's got to do a lot of things to ever bring it back here, though. This just isn't a particularly talented roster. It's that simple. And honestly, I think it's exciting to get a one-off Super Bowl. Let's call it that, because nobody really predicted this coming, and there's so many talented teams in the league that could be in here next year. A lot of the teams I just mentioned in the AFC, the Kansas City Chiefs, the Baltimore Ravens, the Cincinnati Bengals, the Buffalo Bills. I really want the Buffalo Bills to go. Maybe I keep dreaming this same dream. Maybe it's never going to happen. But over in the NFC, Chicago Bears, I think my Detroit Lions are still an excellent team. Bears are obviously putting something together. This Seattle team is going to be a menace for a while, and that Los Angeles team is going to be a menace until Matthew Stafford leaves. They're going to be incredible. I don't know how many more years of them they've got. So awesome, awesome year of NFL football. Let's not let the Super Bowl take away from the fact that this was an amazing year of NFL football. We got so many good playoff games. The Super Bowl just wasn't the greatest banger of all time. That's all there is to it. All right, gentlemen, I love you. You're so handsome, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.